Shalom Akim. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the Akim that soon as work, and sincerity and truth. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved of Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, and this truth has been instilled upon us, man, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Awashai, which is passed down through our apostles and elders, okay, all right, we get into these scriptures, man, and we study to show ourselves approved of Yahweh Bashim Awashai, and we need not to be ashamed. Okay? Because why? It's because we rightly dividing the word of truth, man. And this is what these other guys can get, man. All right? You other camps that are off, all right? You so-called wacky, tacky Christians, all right? Coined by the apostles, okay? All right? Scriptures say that everything that is written aforetime is written for our learning, man. Okay? So now, when you deal with the New Testament, all right, in accounts, all right, through the prophets, okay, that were through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Rashad that give their account on what had happened, all right. Now, when they give their account, okay, all right. There are times where you have to go back to the Old Testament to get the proper understanding. You see? All right? So from there, I want to get Matthew chapter 10, verse 1. And when he had called upon his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. Okay, so now this is Yahweh Shai. All right, he gave his disciples power. Okay, when he sent them forth out to give them power over unclean spirits, man, and to heal all manner of sickness. Okay, all right. Now they sent them out to do the will of the Father. So I want to read down, okay, all right, because when you go to a couple verses down, okay, it goes into the apostles that were sent out, all right, but I'm going to focus on verse 5, right? This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay? So let's slow this down real quick. Okay? We have to get the proper understanding of why Yahweh Shai said, go not into the way of the Gentiles. Okay, all right. This is really specifically for you Christians, man, and you renegade Israelites, okay, that really believe that the woman at the well was an Israelite. All right, she was a heathen. Okay, so now let's get the proper understanding of why he had said this. Okay, he said, "Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand." Okay? So let's get the proper understanding of why this scripture is here. Okay? Why did Yahweh Shai say what he said? You see? Now we have to go back into history to get the proper understanding. Okay? Now, I want to jump to another account, all right, before we do that, which is in John, the 4th chapter, okay? Which is concerning the women at the well, okay? All right? All right? Let's start at verse 5. Then cometh he to the city of Samaria, which is called Shadkar, near the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph, okay? All right? So this was a parcel of land that was our forefathers, okay? All right? Which Jacob, which his name was Israel, gave to his son Joseph, okay? All right? Right? Verse 6. Now Jacob's well was there. Yahushua, therefore, being weary with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. Right? There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahushua said unto her, Give me drink. For his disciples were going away into the city to buy meat. Okay? So now, here's this woman of Samaria, all right? And Yahushua told her, or asked her, he commanded her to give him drink. Okay? Verse 9. Then saith the women of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest of me, which am a woman of Samaria, for the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans? Now let's stop right there. Why is she making this statement? Okay, all right. She already knows that it's common knowledge that the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. You see, So now, when you think about the statement that she had made, we have to go back into history and find out what is the account of what happened and why is this being said? Okay, why is it that if Yahweh Shem Shai is for everybody, why did he tell the disciples not to go into the city of Samaria? All right, and not go off the way to the Gentiles. Okay, so now we have to get the account. Okay, we have to go to the Old Testament. Okay, all right, what you wacky tacky Christians don't want to get into. You don't want to deal with the Old Testament though. Okay, all right, because a lot of the accounts and the sayings, you have to go back to the Old Testament. Okay, to its origin, man, to get the proper understanding. Okay, so we're gonna go to 2 Kings, chapter 17. Okay, all right. Now, I'm gonna jump around. I'm gonna jump around in this chapter, but Lord willing, is edifying though, because I'm gonna just hit the points. Okay, all right. In the 12th year of Ahaz, king of Judah, began Hosea, the son of Elah, to reign in Samaria over Israel 9 years. And he did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh, but not as the kings of Israel that were before him. Because when you get into 2 Kings, all right, it goes back into our history, okay, where Judah was sent off into captivity to Babylon, and Israel, which is the northern kingdom, okay, all right, which was sent off into captivity from to Assyria. Now focusing on Israel, which is the northern kingdom, okay, all right, which is so-called today, which is you Latinos and Native American Indians, okay, all right, and indigenous people of Central and South America, okay, all right. You were the kingdom of Israel, okay, all right. Now Israel had 19 consecutive evil kings, okay. You see, all right. So just to show you that Yahweh Shem Shai had patience on our people, man, and had mercy on our people, man. But I want to get into this story because it backs up, all right, the New Testament, right? All right, I'm gonna jump down, right? It says, well, verse 3. Against him came up Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, and Hoshea became his servant and gave him presents. Okay, so now Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, rose up against, all right, Hoshea and Israel. Okay, all right, which was the northern kingdom at this time. Okay, Now I'm going to jump down. All right. Let's see. All right. All right. Verse 7. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against Yahweh their power, and had brought them up out of the land of Egypt under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom Yahweh cast out before the children of Israel and the kings of Israel, which they had made. You know? So the reason why, okay, the other nations were cast out before our sight was because they worship other gods. So what we do when we get into the land of Samaria, we go in the ways of the heathen that were around about. Okay? All right? We're talking about the northern kingdom right here. All right? Verse 9. And the children of Israel did secretly those things which were not right against Yahweh their power, but they built them high places in all their cities. Okay? And from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city, right? And they gave them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And they burnt incense in all high places as did the heathen, whom Yahweh had carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke Yahweh to anger. Okay? So now, us going into the way of the heathen, okay, all right. This was this angered Yahweh, okay, because of the fact is that he cast out these heathens from among us because they did worship other gods, though. You know, this is the supreme power, man, the supreme being, okay, right? Verse 12. For they serve idols, wherefore Yahweh has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Yet Yahweh testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and all the seers, saying, turn ye from your ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes according to all that law that have commanded your fathers, and which I have sent you by my servants the prophets, man. And that's what's going on today, man. You know, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, always sent out his prophets before judgment or before destruction cometh. You see? All right? You know? And that is Yahweh's mouthpiece, man. We're Yahweh's mouthpiece, man. You know? The apostles and elders and the brothers on down, man, of Great Millstone, man. We're Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua's mouthpiece, man, to testify against Israel, man. You know? You know? And what do we tell them? We tell them to turn from their wicked ways, man. Stop serving those other gods, man. Trust in the power that delivered you out of the land of Egypt, man. All right? This is the topic that's going on right now, right? Right? Notwithstanding, they will not hear, but hardened their necks like the necks of their fathers that did not believe in Yahweh their power, man. You know? And that's what's going on today. You see? Right? And they rejected his statutes and his covenant and he made with their fathers and his testimonies, which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom Yahweh have charged them, they shall not do like them. You know? And this has always been the cycle of Israel going off. You know? All right? All right? This is our heritage, man. We have to get back to this heritage, man, and get the proper understanding. Okay? You know? Right? Because now, as you see, you have these so-called Christians, okay, which is of the other nations, okay, all right, Lord willing, this video is edifying, you know, and if you have a short attention span, you know, hey, so be it, man. This is only for the elect, man, because we have to get into this, man, all right, because now to get the proper understanding of John the 4th chapter and Matthew the 10th chapter, we have to go back to the Old Testament in 2 Kings the 17th chapter, okay, so we have to go through this. All right, now, right? Verse 16, and they left all the commandments of Yahweh their power and made molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove and worship all the hosts of heaven and serve Baal, man. So they were going in the way of Satan, man. You know, okay, all right. They didn't reverence that true living power that we have, man. You know, and went after vain things, man, molten images, man. These idols, man, that cannot save them, man. You know, which the heathen worship. You know, all right. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire and use divination and enchantments and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of Yahweh to provoke him to anger. Right? Therefore, Yahweh was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Okay? So now he drove out the northern kingdom. Okay? So now we're going to get into what happened. Okay? Right? Let's go down to 20. And Yahweh rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them and delivered them into the hand of spoilers until he had cast them out of his sight. Right? For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam, son of Nebat, king. And Jeroboam drave Israel from following Yahweh and made them sin a great sin, man. So now, when Jeroboam came on the scene, okay, he drove Israel to go even more away from their power, man. You know, right? For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did, they departed not from them, man. And Jeroboam was wicked, man. You know? He was wicked, man. You know? Until Yahweh removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets, so was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day, man. So unto this day, we still have remnants of our people in the land of Assyria, man. Okay? All right? Which is basically in Iraq, in basically Iran. Okay? All right? And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutha and from Eva and from Hamath and from Seraphim and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in their cities thereof. Okay, so now the children of Israel, okay, all right, they were cast out of Samaria at this time. All right, now the men of Babylon, the king of Assyria, Salakia, brought men of Babylon and from these other nations into the land of Samaria. Okay, now get why it says men, because the men carry the seed. Okay, so now if they're in that land, they dwelt there and they multiplied. Okay, through the seed, man. You know, right? And so this is verse 25. 2 Kings 17 and 25. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not Yahweh. Therefore Yahweh set lions among them, which slew some of them. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of Yahweh of the land. Therefore he has set lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of Yahweh of the land, man. And these other nations do not know Yahweh our power, man. They don't know Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? All right? Our people were given this covenant. Okay? But we did evil in the sight of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, so we were cast out of the land. So now these heathens are in the land, okay? And they failed to serve Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And what they do, they were being tormented, okay? All right? All right? Yahweh sent lions to slay them in the land, right? Verse 27. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry hither one of the priests whom ye brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let them teach them the manner of Yahweh of the land. All right. So now they went and took out of Assyria the priests, okay, the Levite priests, and brought them back into Samaria to teach the heathen, okay, to teach the heathen how to fear Yahweh our power, right? Right? Howbeit every nation made gods of their own and put them in houses and of high places which the Samaritans have made, every nation in their cities wherein they dwell. Right? And it goes in, all right, verse 30. And the men of Babylon made Succoth, and the men of Cuth, Negral, and the men of Hamath, Asimia, and the Ammonites made Nibyath, and Taka, and the Savanites burnt their children in the fire of Abdulzemelech and Abimelech, the gods of the Seraphim. So they feared Yahweh and made unto themselves of the lowest of them priests of high places, and sacrificed unto them in the houses of high places. Okay, so now they took the lowest of them from the priests of high places, to sacrifice unto them, and they feared Yahweh and served their own gods after the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence. Right, verse 34. Unto this day they do after the foreigner manners. They fear not Yahweh, neither do they after their statutes, or after their ordinances, or after the law of the commandment which Yahweh commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel, right? With whom Yahweh had made a covenant and charged them, saying, Ye shall not fear other gods, nor bow yourselves to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice unto them. But Yahweh brought them up out of the land of Egypt with a great power and a stretched out arm. Him shall ye fear, and with him shall ye worship, and him shall ye do sacrifice. So these other heathens that's in the land of Samaria, all right, they serve their other gods though, but it says that they shall not fear other gods, but no, it says Slakia. It says that unto this day they do after the form of manners. They fear not Yahweh, our power. Okay? All right? So now these heathens are dwelling in Samaria. Right? So now I want to jump around. All right? Jump down. Right? All right, let's get verse 41. So these nations feared Yahweh and served their graven images, both their children and their children's children, as their fathers do so unto this day. Okay, so this is still going on unto this day. All right, so now we're going to go back into when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, man. All right, let's get John chapter 4, right? All right. Then cometh he to this is John chapter 4, verse 5. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph, right? So this land, Samaria, was the land of our forefathers, okay? Right? Verse 6. Now Jacob was there, Yahushua therefore, now Jacob's well was there, Slakia, Yahushua therefore being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. Right? Verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahushua saith unto her, Give me drink. Verse 9. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? for the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. So you have to ask yourself, why did she make that statement? Okay? She said that, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria, for the Jews have no dealings with Samaritans. Okay? All right? Now, when you go back into the earlier commandment that Yahushua gave to his disciples, he said, "Go not into the land of Samaria and enter ye not," or in the land, go into the Gentiles, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, the dispersed. Okay, right. So now, to get the proper understanding of why she said this, let's get into it. Right. All right. All right. Yahushua answered and said unto her, "If thou knewest the gift of Yahweh, and who is it that said to thee, give me drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water," man. You know, which is his word. You know, the woman said to him, "Sir, I have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence and hast thou living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well and drank thereof, and his children and his cattle?" Right? Yahushua answered and said unto her, "Whoso drink of this water shall not thirst again, but whosoever shall drink of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up unto everlasting life." You know? Now I'm going to jump down, okay? Right? So after the exchange, and he perceived that she said that she didn't have a husband, but she had 5 husbands, okay? All right? Which means that sex constitutes marriage, okay? But that's another topic. But getting to the point, okay? The woman said unto him, which is Yahushua, "Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet." Right? Here's the point. "Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place that men ought to worship." Yahushua said unto her, "Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews," man. You know? And that's the point. Because, all right, she said that her fathers worship in this mountain. When you go back to 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, it said that they would worship Yahweh to this day, but they are of the heathen. They're of the Gentiles, man. All right? They're of another nation. Okay? All right? And the only reason why they were fearing Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in the land of Samaria was because they had bought the Levite priests to show you how and show them how to fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But salvation is not given unto them. Okay? All right? All right? The disciples were never sent to Samaria to tell the heathen that the kingdom of heaven was at hand. They were to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know? Right? Verse 23. "But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such as to worship him." You know? And that's the point right there. You know? The scriptures say, "My sheep hear my voice." Okay? All right? Because she couldn't even perceive who Yahushua was at the well. You know? But the point is that the woman of Samaria was a heathen. Okay? Salvation wasn't given unto her. Okay? All right? And the disciples that were sent out, okay, they were given a commandment not to enter into the city of Samaritans. Because why? It's because you got to go back to the history of 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. You know? It goes into it, though. It goes into where the heathen are dwelling in that land to this day. Okay? You know? So, just a quick little lesson on the woman at the well, okay? And why salvation was not for her, and going into the history of her being a heathen, you know? So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the Akim who's doing his work in sincerity and truth. Shalom.